Good afternoon. Wonderful to see everyone on this kind of sunny and rainy day. It's Philip Chisholm from Spectrumx, the coaching company. We are here doing another episode of Spectrum Y series, learning why entrepreneurs do what they do. Today, we are with Antoine El-Hashim. Sorry.
El-Hashim? You said it correctly.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
From the Inspire Media, Inc., located in Pickering. Antoine, welcome.
Thank you, sir. How are you?
We're doing good. Doing good.
Nice day. A little bit. Apparently, there was actually flooding last night. I wasn't in Toronto, but people were showing pictures of buses filled with water. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, our foyer was flooded last night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
All right. Well, I hope everybody's good and safe.
Yes, and no drowning.
Yes.
With the floods. Our first question today, as we learn more about you in Inspire Media Inc., is what would you care to share to our audience about what you do and what your company does?
Well, how long do we have? Long. Okay, Inspired Media is an umbrella company. It houses a media side of things, which is the Pink Pages directory. For those who are familiar with it, it's a directory for the LGBTQ community. It's been around for 30 years. This is the 30th anniversary edition. I did not come up with the Pink Pages directory. I'll tell the rest of the story, but I bought it from the ex-publishers 10 years ago. We also publish products that we came up with, and those are Pink Play Mags, which has been around for 10 years. It's a lifestyle magazine. Community issues, fiction, holistic advice, spiritual advice, that sort of thing. We have the Buzz magazine, which is this year we're celebrating our 5th anniversary. The Buzz is an entertainment publication, celebrities, things to do, actors, directors, etc. We had some actually great, the upcoming issue, this is coming up in 2 days, I can tell you, is Cyndi Lauper is on the cover. We got an interview with Gwen Stefani. We had Queen Latifah this year. We had Megan Mullally. Wow. We had Erasure. We had Bananarama. So it's doing nicely. We also have a TV show on Rogers TV called On the Couch. On the Couch started on YouTube, and Rogers picked it up in the last 2 years. And now we have it in Durham, Uxbridge, London, Owen Sound, Orangeville, and Georgina. Wow. So a lot of the southern Ontario. We're looking at maybe Barrie, Oakville, and St. Catherine as well to add to the stations. We have a magazine for Durham, which is for mainstream publication for the whole family, called the Local Biz Magazine. We have an arm of the business called Inspired Creative, which is a marketing agency, graphic design, web design, all that sort of stuff. That's actually what started Inspired Media as Inspired Creative, and then we incorporated. That's it on my work side. We just got into the business of trade show business last year with producing an event with Pride Toronto called Pride in Business, and we're going to continue with that. That's my work job, and then on my volunteer side, I'm the founder and president of the Inspire Awards and the Walk and Monument of Heroes for the LGBT community.
Wow! All I'm going to say is wow. Congratulations on 10 years and 5 years for the new magazine.
It's been a lot of milestones. Actually.
Wow.
Yeah, I got to plan a lot of parties over the next year. We got 5 years for the Buzz, 5 years for On the Couch, and 30th year for the Pink Pages. It's going to be a very busy, and on the volunteer side, the Walk and Monument, the City of Toronto just granted us a piece of land and funding to build the monument for the community. So my next 2 years are going to be busy with working with the city on construction and community stuff and what have you. So.
Okay, there's a million questions going on in my head.
Please.
Wow.
And you know me from before too.
Yes,
I think that's one of your questions. So I've been in this a long time ago. So it's more all part of the development of my career.
Right. Fabulous. Well, thank you. And wow.
Wow, it sounds more exhausting than it is. You know what? Nobody does it on their own. So the first thing advised when you get that busy, surround yourself with the best team that you can. because without them and appreciate them and make sure that you put them on a pedestal and love them because you can't do nobody could create things on their own.
Right. It takes a team.
It takes a team.
For
It
sure.
takes people. Right.
So tell us what you did before venturing into.
Okay. Yeah. That's easy. I came to Canada to study creative advertising and broadcasting. I graduated from Seneca College. I started at Extra Magazine,
Okay.
Extra Publication. It's not a magazine. Went and worked for the Pink Pages for 12 years. Then went to a magazine called Fab Magazine for a couple of years. Back to the Pink Pages, and that concluded 17 years of my career working for pretty much the three major medias in the gay community, in the LGBT community.
Right.
And then I needed to do my own thing. I needed to, after succeeding in the community, 13 years ago, I moved to Durham on a whim, actually. I just needed a change. I was getting, I don't want to say getting tired of working for everybody and not doing my own thing, but I kind of wanted that adventure, that feeling of the satisfaction of doing your thing. So, and yeah, I moved to Pickering. Nobody believed it that I would leave Toronto, and I started Inspire Creative, and from that, yeah, things spiraled.
Okay. Well, I think we met when you were at Fab.
We met when we were at Fab at the office on Church Street.
That's
upstairs,
right.
yes.
You taught me a lot about
Did
Quark
I?
Express at
Did
the
I?
time, I think.
Okay,
You
good.
introduced me to Quark Express. So
I'm glad I did. I love actually. I haven't used it for ages. That program is it still even around?
I don't think so. I think
People are
Adobe-
using InDesign and
Yeah.
and more Photoshop these days. And
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Now we're sharing our age.
Yeah, I keep saying I have to keep explaining because of all my history that I'm still 50. I started 20, so I've been in media for 30 years.
Right.
13 with Inspired Media, 17 with the others. But I started young, so
There
I'm
you
not that
go.
old.
Okay, so the big question was, why did you become self-employed, which you touched on briefly.
Why? I'd say because I love it. I mean, I wanted to do my own thing, but I have a few things. I love media. I loved media when I was 13 years old. I watched a program and it talked about the influence and the power of media, and I thought, what a wonderful tool if and marketing the same thing. What a wonderful tool if you use it for the good of people in the right direction. And I wanted to study it, so I basically came to Canada. I liked marketing because it's just my nature is to create, and marketing is about creating graphics and websites and ad campaigns and designs, whatever. I like creating for people. I love businesses. I love the business community. I love that we're all trying to figure out what to do and do our best, and that interests me. So I feel protective of our business community, and then I love community, and I love showing all these amazing things to people. So it's the combination of all of this that I know I'm lucky. Not everybody finds their passion, but I found my passion at a young age, and yeah, and all came together, and now the opportunity in the last 13 years to do it my way, I guess. but I mean, isn't that why we become entrepreneurs or our own business owners? Because I want to do it my way. I did it for everybody, and I did it successfully. But I wanted to see what direction I can take things.
Right. And from the sounds of it, you've taken it to many directions.
That's up to my team and the businesses that I work with and the community to decide if I did a good job or I failed miserably, and I hope not.
Well, you're still here,
I'm
and
still
you're
here.
still wanted. So.
Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah, I feel blessed. I should say the least. Yes.
Well, you are very grateful in a lot of senses. So
Thank you.
that's
Thank
a
you,
nice
David.
place to be.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what have you learned about yourself during your journey as an entrepreneur?
I was trying. I read you sent me some of the questions they're going to be asking. I was trying to think about that because I came to this unlike a lot of who just start very quickly and change from being. I was the manager of all those companies that I worked for, so I don't feel like I learned in terms of managing something or worrying about things, whatever. I think what I learned on my own is to trust my gut feeling.
To trust yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I know when I know that this is the right thing to do, go for it. And so far hasn't failed me. It was very scary to when somebody 5 years ago said you need to get on. You can't survive in media without having video component to your media that's on the couch. It's like, oh, don't make me do that. It's like you're gonna have to be the host. It's like not my thing. But I followed my gut. It was the right thing to do. And it was an amazing journey so far. The same thing with the buzz. I wasn't sure, but I took a chance. If your gut says take a chance, you're likely on the right path, I think.
So what I'm hearing is trust your instinct, trust your gut, and trust yourself.
Absolutely. If you have a hard time trusting yourself and your opinions or your feelings about things, then you're going to have a hard time running a business because you're going to have to try it out. Who else are you going to trust? I mean, you trust the people around you. Don't get me wrong, and I do involve everybody around me in the decisions, even including something like that's even more so in a volunteer environment like the Inspire Awards. I don't like making decisions on my own. It's like, okay, let's come together to decide. Same thing, even my company, where I can make an absolute decision, I check and call and you want to, what do you think, GM? What do you think, art director? What do you think, sales reps? What should we do? How do we do this kind of thing?
So I'm hearing a lot of collaboration, and that's generating some energy within you.
Absolutely, but then at the end, take all those opinions and see what Pierre says. What he says too. Oops, am I tapping the microphone? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yes, it does. I speak to a lot of entrepreneurs, and ultimately, it's scary going out on your own. But at the same time, you learn to trust yourself.
It's very scary, guys. It's on the first interview after a few months of being in business on Rogers TV. I was interviewed, and I said it's not a surprise to me. I knew I was getting into this. That's going to be a roller coaster. There are very scary days. There are very days that you want to give up, and you just have to again trust your instinct and keep at it. So.
Well, thank you for your insights.
Thank you.
What is the hardest business lesson that you've experienced that brought you the greatest achievement?
Again, it's for me, having been for long, it's hard to pinpoint these things. For business itself, and especially personally for my business, this was struggling. At the beginning, I felt that I feel that you need to develop a very great relationships with the financial institutions that you work with. It is the backbone of a business. You need to have a good also support system in terms of accounting, bookkeeping, and your lenders, your bank, all that sort of stuff to start getting you towards success and do the right things and do it very planned. Because at the beginning, I felt I faced a lot of you're too new of a business. No loans. What are you talking about? Oh, you're too new of a business. No business credit card. All of that sort of stuff is steps that you have to develop. That to me now is I feel good when I walk into a bank knowing that they don't say that anymore because we've proved ourselves.
Yes.
13 years in, and you're doing okay, and so people start listening to you more.
Right. Yeah. So navigating with the finances and the support, you obviously need financial support, but understand that world of how it makes
you need to be smart about your financials. Absolutely. It's my accountant would laugh. I did not know what cash flow was. I thought everything was profit. No, but they are expensive. It's expenses, and then that's not profit. It's like, oh my God, we made $1,000, but you just paid $1,200, so it's not a profit. So I tried. I'm not a business. I learned business.
Yes.
I'm a creative guy. I'm a media guy, I'm a marketing guy. I learned how to run the business side of business. And and I've met businesses who don't care and ignore that and forget that that's important, and they struggle.
Yeah, they can definitely.
It could get, you need, and you need to understand what your accountant or banker or whatever is telling you. You need to learn about these things.
And that's a whole language in itself.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's hot in here. We've got the air conditioner on and we can't even tell. So the final question here before we can just chit-chat is, if you could share with our audience three things that you would share with someone considering becoming an entrepreneur.
Okay. Perseverance. There's going to be very, very scary days. It's a little bit repeat of what we said already. You're going to be knocked down. You're going to learn to create mechanisms that help you dust off, pick up, and get back at it. It's just part of business. If you're going to...
Can you give me an example of being knocked down?
Oh, God. Lost a big client. Oh, God. I'm trying to think of how many times I wanted to hide under the bed in the last 13 years. A lot of times. A really great team member leaves, has to leave, has to move on to something else. It's scary when you're relying on things. Losing a big contract, losing your computer, losing your hard drive, all these things that you go, I had a meltdown a few months ago because I put everything on an external hard drive and I'm really bad. Oh, maybe that's a lesson. Back up. Back your stuff up a lot. I wasn't backing up and my external hard drive malfunctioned.
Oh, no.
And it's the whole company on it.
Oh.
You know Kim, my GM,
Yes.
from dealing with her. I called Kim. I was like, "We're shutting down." It's like, well, "Stop being so melodramatic." It's like, "But I lost the hard drive." She says, "Well, we'll figure it out." But we would have lost a lot. Yeah. While she was calm and confident, I knew that I have on my hard drives things that not my art director or my general manager or anybody has, and would have delayed us, and that was scary. Luckily, we found a genius. What do you call it? Who salvaged not a single file lost.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah.
That's amazing.
There was also, like I said, sometimes you're happy and excited and everything is going well, and you wake up and you get a call from one of your team members like, "Thank you for the opportunity. I loved working there for 7 years, but it's time for me to move on." It's like, no, you can't move on, but you learn how to deal with things.
Right.
Yeah, that's
so the challenges.
And keep at it. Perseverance. What I mean is success doesn't come easily, and it's not handed to you. I don't think that's something you should be expecting.
Yeah.
A lot of people, and I love a lot of people that I'm mentioning, but a lot of people that I know who started businesses thought, you know what, I'm just gonna open the door to a business and suddenly it's going to flood. Okay, I'm going to be a millionaire. It's like, no, it doesn't happen that way.
You got to go through the fire first.
Yeah. You gotta learn these things. Yeah. Find your passion. That's the second advice.
So what does passion bring to a business owner? That there's a lot of talk about passion. So what does that specifically bring?
It helps you through the rough days. Passion, being in love what we do, helps you through rough days. But also, people get it. But people respond to it. So clients feel it. Community feels it. Your supplier feels it. I know you know me close enough to know that I'm a little fireball. I am very passionate about what I do, which. In the old days, when we first started with Pink Play Mag, I would call people and it's like, so excited about telling them about this new magazine, and people were on the phone saying, "Oh my God, you sound like you're selling your first child. Of course I'm gonna have to buy from you, because oh my God, and you're gonna love it, and it's gonna be like this, and it's gonna be so big, and you're gonna be in." And because I believe it, I would not ever actually do something that doesn't excite me.
Right.
Because I can't sell it.
Okay.
If I don't believe in it, if I'm not passionate about it, I could sell anything as long as I believe it.
Right.
So yeah, passion and like I said, your audience, be me and media, our audience responds to our. We love what we do, and it translates. Even if you don't say it every day, I love what I do. People will feel it from your product, from what you're offering, what you're putting out there.
Right.
So that would be second advice. And this has nothing to do with me being a marketer, but advice for business owners is never, ever, ever, ever think of your marketing as a secondary thing. It is, and I say this with all confidence and passion, is because I've actually seen it. I've been called in to save companies that coasted along, just producing their products, manufacturing what they do, but never thought about the concept of marketing being actually more important than the rest of your operation, in my opinion. It's the first thing that you have to think about is, okay, I have a product. I was called in to teach a couple of workshops for entrepreneurs for the government years ago. And I wrote a workshop called If You Build It, ... they won't come, ... unless. Because, sure, you have a fantastic product, you have a fantastic service. You open your door, but then you stand at the door and nobody's coming in. Why? You didn't put a great sign up, you didn't produce a nice website, you didn't produce a nice brochures and flyers and distribute it around your the buildings around your office.
You didn't find a venue to tell your story.
Do interviews with David. Oh, sorry, Philip. David. Hi, David. This is your partner. Do interviews with Philip. Get yourself in media. I mean, not everything, and that's actually a bad misconception. Is marketing, smart marketing does not mean necessarily a lot of spending marketing. It has to do with smart marketing.
Smart.
Yeah.
Strategic.
Strategic marketing. Make sure that you're covered in a few different platforms. Don't ignore social media. I knew a lot of people who do. It is it's a fantastic tool and very non-expensive out there these days. Advertise in a couple of publications, put some brochures out. Marketing in that workshop that I did includes anything from even calling all your relatives and saying, "Look, this is what I do. I'm just going to tell you a few things. If you know anybody, if you can help me put the word out, that's marketing."
So sharing your vision, sharing your message.
Everything. I advise small business owners who don't feel that they need to think like the big guy with fancy marketing campaign budgets and documents and upon documents. To make one piece paper, write on it what are the marketing initiatives that you're doing right now. Study what their effectiveness, move into the next column. This worked for me, I will repeat. This didn't work, maybe I'll forget this one and I'll come up with this idea now, move it to this column. So yeah, do a marketing plan, follow it, keep it strong.
Yeah.
And if you're not sure, there's a lot of resources online and on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
And if you have the means, find around you who's a good marketer who can help you.
Yeah. There's plenty.
There's a lot. There's a lot of in our industry. There's a lot of great people who can help, and a business coach is a good marketer.
Business coach is good. Yes.
Yeah, you know what? It is, and you may not hire a marketer, but a business coach actually, and that's how I started my business. I had a business coach for the first 6 months of business, and God bless. His name was David.
Okay.
God bless David, because in the middle of summer in July, when I after a few months, I was like, oh, what's going on? I thought it's going to go faster than this. I mean, I have the contacts and I have the experience. Like, well, are you doing what you're doing every day? Are you waking up to do what you're doing? Then it is July. It's a slow month. Don't get scared. Just continue doing what you're doing. And he was right. Before I knew it, it was back up to you.
Right.
So yeah, a business coach not only helps you with marketing, but helps you kind of stay sane and stay the course,
stay focused, stay balanced.
Stay the course, stay focused. So yeah, so well, but to me, that's also kind of marketing. If you're not able to answer those questions yourself, get somebody on your side.
Right.
One of the advice that we got in going through a business coach, and I also took a couple of classes in business and all that sort of stuff at the start of the business, is do what you do best and hire the people that are more experienced than you, and especially I don't want to be a lawyer, so I have to have my lawyers. I don't want to be an accountant or a bookkeeper. I have to have my accountant and bookkeeper. And if I don't want to, I want to be a marketer. But if I didn't want to be a marketer, hire a marketer.
Right.
And if you can have those three, and you can do your own great job and great service that you do, you should see the results of having those on your side.
For sure. I always encourage people who, when they start a very small company, like a micro company, that they should learn how to at least do everything, so they are aware of what.
Knowing what they're doing. Yeah. I don't want my marketer or lawyer or accountant to work on their own without me understanding. So ask all the right questions and understand and read more. Yeah. Otherwise, you're leaving your
yourself vulnerable.
To other people. So yeah. So it's a combination of trusting the others and trusting yourself. I guess back to that.
And empowering yourself at the same time. Right. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our?
No, you can ask me anything else. I don't know what.
So, just talking about all the streams that you do. Obviously, they were progressive, and you just kept on adding. Now, are they all individual entities, or are they all under one?
They're all under Inspired Media. They're individual brands, but they're owned by the umbrella, the corporation. They work together. If you have that chance, if you have more than one product, make sure that there's some sort of synergy between them, obviously. We're a marketing agency, so we help advertisers, clients. We do website, but also we have the means for you where to advertise. For our industry, we were in print, or that's what I love. I love print as a medium more than radio and television myself. Although there is an advantage to everything of that, but print can't survive any longer on its own. You have to have online, social media, video component, all part of it. So that's kind of what we've developed all the years. You have to watch the trends. You have to watch what's up. I was the first one whenever it came out saying Facebook. Oh, nobody's gonna go on that. What a silly little thing. It's gonna be a trend like what's that? MySpace?
MySpace.
Who remembers MySpace anymore?
Exactly.
So that was like, okay, who remembers that anymore? But so, and before we know it, I was proven wrong, and I'm okay to say that. And I had to jump on board, and now Facebook is our biggest collateral for doing business.
It is.
Yeah. Last night we had a lead, so just from Facebook. So
really?
We get messages on Facebook. Yeah.
Now, over the 30 years that you've been in media, been in business, everything's evolved so quickly.
Oh, God.
So, what do you find as far as demographics? Which venue are there? Different venues for different demographics.
You have to define your demographics. For us,